Hello and welcome back to my channel, everyone. So I want to first apologize for not uploading earlier this week. I usually upload on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, but I tried, sorry I have a smooth here, but I tried to film a video similar to this one earlier this week. I've needed this time to kind of like process what's going on, and I didn't give myself enough time when I filmed that video, so I just sounded crazy. We're back now. It's the end of the week. I've had plenty of time to try to gather my thoughts on this whole situation that we have right now. So that's what the video is going to be about, just like my take on what's going on. I'm not like how do I say, como se dice, an out there person when it comes to like controversial subjects. I take pride in like my meekness and like being careful to approach situations like this, but there are situations like this where I just can't like not say anything, especially like being Black. Like this is the issue that's like facing my community and myself and my brothers and everyone, you know? So yeah, so everyone knows what's going on, or should. If you don't, then that says something in and of itself. Yeah, so racism sucks. I have been a victim of racism my whole life, but I shouldn't say victim because I don't feel sad or helpless. When I hear the news, it's like Black people are scared. Like, I'm not scared. Like, this is my whole life experience, you know? So I don't know, but just thinking back on my life, like I grew up with a lot of white people. My first racist encounter that I remember, keyword, was when I was 6. So like I've, you know, learned how to deal with it, built some tough skin, laugh and stuff, even though it's not really funny. So yeah, everything that's going on, in particular with George Floyd, it's just really sad, especially like, I don't know, it's sad in general, like, I don't know. And the fact that it's a political thing, because racism is so embedded in the structure of America, like systemic racism, look it up. Like, I'm not gonna explain it, but it's real and it's a thing. And it's just kind of frustrating, you know? But the thing is, I'm not as mad as I feel like I should be, if that makes sense. I feel like I should be like seething with anger, and I think that has to do with like me and my faith, like depending on God for everything. Because if I weren't spiritual, religious, whatever, if I wasn't tight with God, I don't know how I'd be reacting right now. But yeah, so there have been a lot of protests and stuff. I personally, I'm not gonna say it's not my thing, but I just don't plan on going to any. But I am so proud of people who go. Literally, my love language has been like seeing people snaps of them at the protests, and I'll text them and be like, be safe, I'm proud of you, love you, like please be safe. It's scary out there. Like, why are rubber bullets legal? To shoot at their citizens? Remind me again. And the police thing, that's a whole issue of itself. Like, I've personally never had an encounter with the police to make me feel any type of way, but being Black, like, you get told to behave a certain way, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're complicit and you follow their orders, because for some reason they're still scared, which brings up the question, why are you a cop if you're scary? But besides the point. One thing I didn't want to mention with that though is like with the Black Lives Matter thing, like if you say all lives matter or blue lives matter in like as a rebuttal to Black Lives Matter, I don't know what to say to you. You can unsubscribe, because like there's have been so many analogies and ways to share that theology or like that idea that a 5-year-old can understand it, and if you still choose not to, then I don't have any words. I do want to give a shout out to the people who have been reaching out to me, like my white friends. Like I said, I grew up with white people, and I'm still friends with a lot of them, and them reaching out to me, and other people. I have Asian friends who reached out to me too. It was just kind and sweet, and I made sure I thanked them for the words. It's just, in this time, it's so hard for me because my love language is not words of affirmation or receiving gifts. I hate those two. I don't hate those two things, but I just, you know, I could do them. But the only thing that people can offer really right now are their words. So I've been trying to think about the fact that they went out of their way to say something, which is kind. There's this big question that everyone's asking is like, how can I support you? Like, what can I do? And it's like, I don't have the answer. And I get where they're coming from, or where a lot of people are coming from, but it's not like my job to like educate people. It's just a really, really hard position to be in. And I've been in that position my whole entire life through different things, like the stupidest stuff, like, you know, Black people wear bonnets and scarves to sleep, and like the amount of times I was at sleepovers and I'd be embarrassed to like wear it and stuff. Like, thinking back on it, it was just kind of traumatizing. I'm not gonna share like my Black story, but you know, it exists, it's real, it's written. My Black life matters just as much as someone's white life, and I really hope that people pay attention to that. So I'm just talking, sorry. It's $5 Friday. So I do also want to say though, like, as a Black person, there is trauma. I've done so many papers and research over like Black people, and let's talk about that. Literally in high school, I would write papers. This is a side note, but I'd write papers and I would not get the best grades on them, and then all of a sudden I went to college, started writing about Black people and things I was passionate about and things that related to me, and all of a sudden I got an A on every paper I've ever written in college. So there's that. And let's talk about that. The amount of racism that is in every single thing, like from the education system. I have missed out so much on my own history. That is so sad. Like, but literally from the beginning, like I can vividly remember, I don't know why I've been thinking about this, but like, you know, in school where they'd be like, what's your name? Where did it come from? What did it mean? It's like, my last name's Smith, like a bajillion other people in the world. But they were like saying like, that most likely means like your ancestor was a blacksmith or a gold or a silversmith or whatever those little people were. But like, no, that name probably came from a slave owner whose last name was Smith. Like, are you serious? And like, just stuff like that, you know? And like the Black Wall Street, didn't know about that until freshman year of college when I was in Oklahoma, so it was kind of Oklahoma history. But just the amount of stuff that I missed out on from the beginning, like, is crazy to me. Even like medical, I'm thinking of that too. My internships, I'm thinking about this, and like healthcare and stuff. Like, y'all should know this. Please educate yourself. If you didn't know this, then now you know, and you should look these things up. Like the amount of medical racism for Black women in particular, with childbirth and infant mortality and mother mortality, like, is so bad. And just so many thoughts running through my head. There's just so much to say. But even with the coronavirus, like, it's affecting more Black people, and it's like, sure, there might be pre-existing conditions, but it's not just that. Like, doctors don't care about us. Like, my line sister posted this thing about like the testing centers for coronavirus, and how in Dallas there's I-35 and it like cuts Dallas in half. Like, there's a Black side and a white side, which is already a problem, but whatever. And like, there were 3 times as many, I swear, like 3 times as many testing facilities on the north side and the south side. And it was so, like, you're not even testing these people, like, and I would take care of them. You don't take them serious when they come in and say they're hurting. Even with the, this is kind of a side note, but the Lana Del Rey thing, like, when she kind of was talking about like, why can't I be sensitive or whatever, it's like she was perpetuating the stereotype that Black women can't be sensitive, and like, we're so strong, and like, yes, we have become that way because we've had to, but we can also be emotional and sensitive and gentle and stuff, and that's just a really small part, but that's how everyone sees us, you know? So just stuff like that. I'm hoping with this time that people are really educating themselves, like, for themselves, and not because it's a trend right now, but because my lived experience is so different than theirs, and they have no clue. The amount of adapting that I've had to do for other people, and like, they don't even give my people a second thought, like, with anything, it's crazy to me. And I experience it all the time, like being in Texas, growing up where I grew up, going to PWI, the University of Oklahoma, which has tons of problems in and of itself, like so much other stuff, and how it's not history, like it's still going on today. The amount of like trauma that I feel, or like anxiety that I feel about certain things that I've never experienced, but because I'm a Black person, I'm scared. Like with OU, for example, you know, in I think 2015, I was in high school. I wasn't even thinking about going to Oklahoma, but they had the SAE fraternity little N-word chant thing, and every time I see someone who is an SAE, I literally, like, the song starts playing in my head, and I'm just like, it's horrible. And like, I'm in Texas, so sometimes we drive by and there's cotton. I literally get so sad, like I can't even explain it. Like, but I wasn't even alive back then when we were picking cotton, you know, to be honest. And I don't know, it's just so crazy to me, and I don't have enough time to share every single microaggression or racist encounter or anything that I've faced. And I really hope that people are taking this time to genuinely like try to better themselves, try to get rid of their ignorance, think twice before they speak. But that's a lot to ask for in this time, which is really sad. Let me also note, it's really important, I am so happy to be Black. I would never ever want to be any other race. Like, to be Black is dope, it's beautiful. My people are amazing. Like, I've always had that Black power spirit in me. Growing up, it was kind of hidden, but now that I'm growing up and becoming full in my identity, so happy to be Black, so happy about my culture, so happy about everything that comes with being Black. I just wish that people would prioritize our lives as they would theirs. And it's not just for white people, it's for Asian people, it's for Latino people, for all people, because I've seen people tweet like, we don't know what we did so bad to like make people hate us. Like, we didn't do anything. So I don't know. But yeah, I hope that all made sense. I just kind of needed to ramble. This was nice. Okay, I think that's all I have to say. Let's all remember that the fight is not over, even with just George Floyd. Like, those little convictions, or what is it? The charges are, I'm not gonna say they're nothing, because they're very, I'm happy that it got moved up to a second degree or whatever. But we all know, like, convictions could not happen. Like, still don't know how Trayvon Martin's killer didn't get indicted. So, you know, we just need to pray, hope that justice is served, that everything will go how it needs to. I pray that people keep this fire, and that change is actually gonna come, because this isn't the first time something like this has happened. The name's gone forever, just the ones we know about. So yeah, pray for every Black person here in this country, that we're strong and that we're emotionally healthy, doing what we need to get through this time. Praying for my Black men out there. You are loved, you are important, you will deserve everything that you work so hard for, because you are worthy of anything this life has to offer. My brothers, Alec, Michael, Evan, my dad, all y'all, you're loved by me, at least. I hope that one day you can be loved by the crazy people in this country that have some type of vendetta against you for no reason. Also, my Black women, love y'all, you know, whatever, stay up. But yeah, that's all I have. That's all I have for today's video. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. This is just me talking most of the time I vlog. I think I'm gonna start vlogging tomorrow, actually, so be on the lookout for those videos. Thank you for watching this video. Follow me on my social medias, subscribe to my channel, and that's all I got for y'all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.